Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something you probably interact with every single day, maybe without even thinking about it.
That's right.
We're talking about scratch-resistant glass.
Yes.
Specifically, we're looking at the market for it in India, which is, well, it's really taken off.
It really is.
Our mission here is to unpack a detailed research report, this one's from TechSci Research, and pull out the key insights for you so you get the important stuff fast.
And it's fascinating because this material, it's become so fundamental, hasn't it? But there's so much tech that goes into making it tough. We'll explore what it is and, crucially, why India's industries are demanding more of it. This TechSci report gives us a great lens on that.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. For anyone maybe not totally sure, what is scratch-resistant glass? How's it different from, say, just a regular old window pane?
Right. So basically, it's glass that's been specifically engineered to, well, resist scratches and stay clear. The key difference is the treatment. It goes through either a chemical or physical process, sometimes involves special coatings, that hardens the surface way more than standard glass.
Hardens it. Okay.
Yeah, so think about everyday things like keys in your pocket, coins, maybe even just abrasive dust. This glass is designed to stand up to that stuff much, much better.
So it doesn't get all scuffed up easily.
Exactly. Now, it's important to say it's resistant, not completely proof. You know, if you really try hard enough, you can probably scratch anything.
Sure.
But for normal use, it makes a huge difference. It keeps things looking good and working well, especially on touch screens and things like that. It's all about getting that toughness without losing the transparency. You see it everywhere: phones, watches, eyeglasses, car windows.
Got it. A big step up in durability. So let's pivot to India. You said the market's taking off. What do the numbers actually look like? What does this TechSci research report tell us?
The numbers are pretty striking, actually. The market in India was valued at about USD 612 million back in 2025.
All right.
And the projection, it's expected to hit around USD 177 million by 2031.
Wow, that's quite a jump.
It is. That works out to a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 9.72% over that period. Nearly double-digit growth year on year.
That's substantial. Sustained growth, too.
Absolutely. And what that really signals, beyond just selling more glass, is a shift. It suggests Indian consumers and industries are increasingly prioritizing quality and durability. Scratch resistance isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's becoming an expectation.
Interesting. So what's fueling this? A KGR like that doesn't happen in a vacuum. What are the big drivers pushing this demand in India?
You're right. It's definitely a mix of factors. One of the biggest, no surprise, is the huge boom in consumer electronics. India's market is massive.
Like smartphones everywhere.
Exactly. You've got rising incomes, more people online, more people wanting premium devices that, well, last. India's the second largest smartphone market globally, right? Over 830 million users now.
It's an incredible number.
And these consumers are getting more discerning. They want quality. They're tired of fragile screens. So manufacturers are responding by using tougher, scratch-resistant glass. It's a selling point.
Makes sense. Durability matters.
And e-commerce plays a big role, too, making these devices accessible everywhere. It's projected, I think, to be over half of electronic sales soon. Plus, it's not just phones things, smartwatches, tablets, even the screens in cars now.
Ah, the infotainment systems?
Yeah, those too. Even with smartwatches, we're seeing a trend towards more premium models. Even if overall shipments dipped slightly recently, people are willing to pay a bit more for that quality and durability.
Okay, so consumer tech is a huge piece. What else? You mentioned cars.
Yes, the automotive industry is another major driver. India's auto sector is enormous, fourth largest in the world, making millions of vehicles.
Right.
And modern cars have so much glass. Windshields are bigger, sunroofs are popular, side windows. These all need to be durable. They face dust, debris, constant cleaning. Scratches are a real issue.
Especially with the road conditions in some areas, I imagine.
Precisely. So scratch-resistant glass offers better longevity, better visibility, and just looks better over time. Plus, with the rise of EVs and more luxury vehicles, there's a push for even more advanced glass solutions laminated, specially tempered kinds.
Okay, so personal tech, cars. What about the bigger picture? Buildings, construction.
Absolutely. That's the third key driver. India's construction sector is undergoing a massive transformation. Think urban development, new commercial spaces, modern housing.
Lots of building going on.
A huge amount. And glass is a core part of modern architecture now. Facades, big windows, interior partitions. These surfaces face the elements dust, rain, pollution, plus wear and tear in high-traffic places like malls, airports, offices.
You need them to stay looking good.
You do. Scratch-resistant glass helps maintain that clarity and aesthetic appeal for much longer. And often, this glass comes with other benefits too, like UV protection, maybe some thermal insulation, even shatter resistance. That ties into safety rules and energy efficiency goals.
Smart buildings and sustainable design.
Exactly. And with India's cities growing rapidly, the urban population is set to jump significantly by 2030. The demand for durable, high-performance building materials is just going to keep climbing.
So electronics, automotive, construction, three powerful forces pushing this market forward. But as always, there must be challenges too, right? What are the main headwinds this sector is facing in India?
Oh, definitely. It's not all smooth sailing. Probably the biggest hurdle, especially in a market like India, is cost, high production costs.
The price tag.
Yeah, making this stuff isn't simple. The chemical strengthening, the advanced coatings, it requires specialized tech, skilled workers, sometimes expensive raw materials. All that adds up.
And India's famously price sensitive.
Extremely. So that higher cost for scratch-resistant glass can be a real barrier to widespread adoption, particularly for more budget-friendly products. People might just opt for the cheaper standard glass, even if it doesn't last as long.
Especially for smaller businesses, maybe.
Exactly. SMEs find it harder to absorb those extra costs, and sometimes there's a reliance on importing certain high-tech components or materials, which adds complexity and cost, too. So there's a real need for R&D to make production more efficient and, frankly, better education for buyers about the long-term value.
Right, showing that paying a bit more upfront saves money later on replacements or repairs.
Precisely.
Okay, costs a big one. Any other major challenges?
Well, linked to that is awareness. Limited awareness and acceptance is still an issue.
People just don't know about it or don't see the need?
Kind of both. Outside the major cities, it's still a bit niche. Many consumers aren't fully aware of the benefits, the durability, keeping things looking good, maybe saving on repairs down the line. So they just focus on the initial price. And sometimes, even in industry builders, architects, there might be a lack of deep technical understanding or maybe some skepticism. Plus, you don't always see strong marketing pushes for it, and availability might be limited in smaller regional markets.
And no regulations forcing its use, I guess.
Largely, no. There aren't really strict standards mandating it for most applications yet, so adoption is mostly voluntary, driven by market demand rather than rules, which can make progress slower.
Okay, so significant challenges around cost and awareness. But the market is growing, so innovation must be happening. What are the key trends shaping the future here? What's new and exciting?
Yeah, definitely lots of innovation. One big trend is the constant improvement in coating technologies.
Coatings, like adding layers on top.
Sort of, yeah. Think super thin, advanced layers, maybe silicon dioxide or diamond-like carbon or special ceramic stuff. They're finding ways to apply these to make the glass even tougher against scratches without making it hazy or affecting touch sensitivity.
Keeping it clear and functional.
Exactly. Consumers want durable products, but they also want them sleek and good-looking. So these multi-layered, often nanotechnology-based coatings are key. They can even add other properties, like making screens resistant to fingerprints or germs.
Ah, that's useful.
Very. And in cars, coatings can reduce glare or block UV rays. In buildings, they can help with energy efficiency. So it's about adding multiple benefits through these advanced surface treatments.
Interesting. And what about the devices themselves? As phones get foldable or screens get curved, does that change things?
Absolutely. That ties into the second big trend, the rising adoption in all sorts of smart devices. The sheer number of smartphones, tablets, wearables, it just keeps growing.
Like the demand.
Massively. And manufacturers use good quality, scratch-resistant glass, like Corning's Gorilla Glass or similar chemically strengthened types as a key feature. It enhances the user experience, makes the product feel more premium, and it's something consumers actively look for now. People are willing to pay a bit more to avoid a shattered or scratched screen.
No am.
Right. And yeah, the new form factors like foldable phones or curved displays present new challenges. You need glass or maybe glass polymer composites that are flexible and scratch resistant. So there's a ton of R&D going into developing those kinds of solutions right now. Flexible, durable screen materials.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, let's dive a bit deeper into the specifics from the TechSci research analysis. What type of scratch-resistant glass is most common in India right now? And geographically, where's the hotspot for this market?
Good questions. So in terms of product type, the leader holding the biggest market share in 2025 was chemically strengthened glass.
Chemically strengthened. That's the ion exchange thing you mentioned earlier.
That's the one. It involves putting the glass in a molten salt bath and basically swapping out smaller sodium ions in the glass for larger potassium ions from the salt.
Okay.
It sounds technical, but think of it like packing more stuff into the surface layer. It creates this strong compressive stress, like the surface is being squeezed together, which makes it much harder to scratch or break.
Right, creates tension.
Exactly. And the big advantage is it offers a really good balance of durability, optical clarity, and crucially, cost effectiveness compared to some other ultra hard materials like sapphire glass.
So it hits the sweet spot for the Indian market.
Pretty much. It's affordable enough for high volume use in electronics, cars, even some construction applications, while still providing a significant upgrade in toughness. It works well for touchscreens too. So yeah, it's kind of the go-to option for many applications right now.
Makes sense. And regionally, where's the biggest slice of the pie?
The analysis points to South India as holding the largest market share in 2025.
South India. Why there?
Well, several reasons. That region has a really strong industrial base. Think Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, major hubs for manufacturing, especially electronics and automotive. Lots of factories making phones, cars, components. They're big consumers of this glass.
The demand is concentrated there.
Yeah, plus you've got rapid urbanization and rising incomes in major cities like Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad. That fuels demand for the premium electronics that use this glass. The South also tends to have a strong focus on R&D, good infrastructure like ports and highways, and often supportive state government policies for industry.
Okay, so a concentration of manufacturing and consumer demand in the South. Now, who are the companies actually making this stuff? Who are the big players we should know about?
It's largely dominated by major global glass manufacturers. The TechSci Research Report identifies key players like Corning Incorporated. They're famous for Gorilla Glass, of course.
Right.
Then you have Show ATAG, Asahi Glass Co., which is part of AGC, Nippon Sheet Glass, Guardian Industries, Saint-Gobain, AGC Inc. itself, and Shiny Glass Holdings. These are the big names operating in this space, often globally.
And are they doing anything particularly noteworthy recently? Any interesting developments mentioned?
Yeah, Corning's been quite active, according to the sources cited. For instance, back in April 2025, they launched something called Gorilla Glass Ceramic. Apparently, it sets a new benchmark for durability, even better scratch resistance, and impact protection aimed at high-end smartphones.
Pushing the top end.
Right. But interestingly, just before that, in June 2024, they also announced a new glass technology specifically designed for budget smartphones. The key there was offering better drop and scratch protection without jacking up the price too much.
Addressing that cost challenge we talked about.
Exactly. It shows they're playing at both ends of the market, pushing the boundaries with premium materials, but also trying to make better protection more accessible for everyone. It's a smart strategy for a market like India.
Very strategic.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we've covered a lot of ground here thanks to these insights from TechSci Research. We've seen the impressive growth, the key drivers in electronics, auto, and construction, the hurdles like cost and awareness, and the innovations happening. What's the big takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I think it's clear that this seemingly simple material, scratch-resistant glass is actually playing a huge role in making the products we rely on more durable and functional. From the phone in your pocket to the buildings shaping our cities, its impact is growing fast in India.
It really is quietly underpinning a lot of progress.
It is, and it leads to a really interesting question for the future, doesn't it? We constantly want our devices thinner, lighter, maybe even foldable.
Yeah, the design trends push that way.
But at the same time, we demand more durability, better scratch resistance. So how do manufacturers square that circle? How do they keep pushing design limits while making things even tougher? Will we see brand new materials emerge, maybe self-healing surfaces, or will they just keep refining and pushing the limits of glass technology as we know it?
That's a great question to ponder. Balancing aesthetics and pure toughness. Something for us all to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel thoroughly well informed about the world of scratch-resistant glass in India